Well, I'm looking forward to Super Tuesday on Tuesday.
Democrats all across the nation will be voting on Super Tuesday.
From California to right here in Texas.
We have an excellent chance to win some of the largest states in this country.
Super Tuesday is a make or break moment. This is where the race gets shaped. I'm Lyndsay Duncombe, and I'm the senior Washington editor in the CBC's Washington Bureau. Super Tuesday is a big deal because this is the day when the most states vote all at the same time in the presidential primary. And what that means is there are a lot of delegates at stake. In order to win the nomination here, someone in the Democratic primary has to get the most delegates. So Super Tuesday really gives us a sense of where these candidates are and if one of these candidates has a clear path, is a clear frontrunner on the way to winning the nomination. This Super Tuesday is actually extra super because of the sheer number of states participating. There are 14 states, plus American Samoa and Democrats abroad. This Super Tuesday also includes California, the most populous state. So that means there are a lot of delegates at stake. And also voting, Texas, another state with a really big number of delegates. So when you look at all of that and you look at the fact that this is really the first time when we're going to see a geographically diverse, a racially diverse number of Democrats coming out and saying who they want to be president, this Super Tuesday is a big deal. These candidates are all fighting for more than 1,300 delegates that will be available on Super Tuesday. And if you look at that in the context of the larger Democratic nomination fight, that is more than a third of the total number of delegates available. So do the math. If someone has a really good Super Tuesday, that means they might have a clear path to the nomination or at least emerge as a strong frontrunner. The big thing to watch for on Super Tuesday, of course, is who comes out on top. Right now, Bernie Sanders is the frontrunner, and if he picks up a lot of delegates in a lot of states, he might be unstoppable.
We just won, and we've won big because of you.
But former Vice President Joe Biden had a big weekend cleaning up in South Carolina, and that gives him momentum going into Super Tuesday.
The other thing to watch for is how former New York Mayor Mike Bloomberg does in the race, because this has never happened before. Bloomberg is all about Super Tuesday. He was not on the ballot in any of the earlier voting states, and he's been spending hundreds of millions of dollars entering the race at this late stage. He'll find out on Super Tuesday if that makes a difference. And then there's the question of who stumbles. If some of these candidates do poorly on Super Tuesday, the message may be clear. Time to get out of the race. So after Super Tuesday is over, what happens next? We should really have a sense then of whether or not this is going to be a short race with a clear frontrunner with a clear path to the nomination. Or if the delegates are spread among many different candidates, is this going to be a longer race? If this thing gets drawn out, there are more races to watch. In fact, there's more than 2,400 delegates still at stake, and in some pretty big states, including Florida and New York. If the race remains divided, what that could mean is that no single candidate gets a majority of the necessary delegates before the convention in the summer. And that could set the groundwork for what's known as a brokered convention, which means that the person who becomes the Democratic nominee wouldn't be decided until the summer. So what we're watching for on Super Tuesday is the drama that's happening on that day and the drama that could be yet to come.